Did you know your brain can understand an image you've seen for just 13 milliseconds? The image projected onto the back of your eyes is actually inverted. Your brain instantly adjusts it for accurate perception. But did you know that there are some animals that can see up to 350 times better in darkness than humans, and some can even perceive ultraviolet light, totally invisible to us? Well, it sounds ridiculously unreal, but it's scientifically proven. And today, we're diving right into that. So, buckle up and join us as we look at the top 15 animals with unusual vision. Number 15. Bulls. What comes to mind when you think of a reaction to red cloth? Well, probably bulls. But that's a myth. Bulls don't actually recognize the color red. Instead, they see tones of violet, gray, black, and brown. Bullfighting, which is a tradition in Spain and other nations, involves the matador provoking the bull with a crimson muleta on a stick. This has caused the false belief that bulls hate red. But imagine standing in that arena, surrounded by a shouting crowd. It's chaotic and overwhelming. The waving cloth triggers adrenaline and a fight-or-flight instinct, not because of its color. Bulls respond to movement. They have a wide field of view and sharp vision, but can only perceive limited color ranges, similar to dogs. They distinguish wavelengths from blue to violet and yellow to green, but not full variations. Bulls dislike strong contrast, like a dark fence on a white wall, or light reflections on water, preferring balanced light. They also poorly judge distances. Number 14. Dragonfly. Dragonflies possess enormous compound eyes that grant exceptional color sensitivity. While humans have trichromatic vision based on red, green, and blue, dragonflies have 4 or 5 opsin types, in some species, up to 30 opsin genes, giving them far more complex vision. Their world is richer in color than ours. Interestingly, different opsins are expressed at different life stages. For instance, larvae hatched in sand often lack blue-sensitive opsins. Studies also show dragonflies perceive UV light. With faster visual processing, they can assess motion far better than we can. Where humans perceive up to 60 images per second, dragonflies can process over 200. To them, motion appears slower and more detailed. Imagine flipping a sketchbook animation. We see fluid motion, but a dragonfly would see each single page turning. This visual agility allows them to detect fast-moving prey and respond instantly. Their field of view spans 360 degrees, and they've been around for over 300 million years, predating even the earliest dinos. Number 13. Eagles. Now imagine seeing as an eagle does, sharp, distant, and panoramic. Eagles can detect movement over 13 square kilometers with precision. They not only spot activity to their sides, but can also sense motion even from behind. Their eyesight is estimated to be 4 to 8 times stronger than ours. Despite weighing around 4.5 kilograms, their eyes are about the same size as human eyes. What we see clearly from 1.5 meters, they can see from 6. Eagles have 2 foci in each eye, with each pit containing nearly 1 million cones per square millimeter, while humans have just one with 200,000. This gives them an extraordinary edge. A diving eagle can focus perfectly on its prey the entire descent. Their eyes sit slightly on the sides, giving them a 340-degree field of view, and they move their heads every 5 seconds to scan their surroundings. They can also detect UV light, allowing them to spot faint trails, like those left by a rodent, from mid-air. Number 12. Dogs. Dogs perceive the world differently. You might think they see in black and white, but that's a misconception. Human eyes contain 3 types of cones that detect color. This lets us identify light across 3 wavelengths, which the brain interprets as blue, red, and green. Like most mammals, dogs only have 2 types of cones. They can differentiate blue from yellow, but not red from green. Their vision is similar to people with red-green color blindness. By comparing it with human vision, we can estimate how dogs see. Something like this. Dogs and humans both rely on retinal neurons triggered by yellow light and suppressed by blue light. As a result, dogs can recognize blue and yellow. Red and green light, however, produce no neural signal, so dogs don't see them. A red apple may appear gray. Interestingly, research suggests dogs see more blue tones than humans and adapt better to twilight, with excellent motion detection. Number 11. Leopard gecko. The gecko is a unique lizard species found across arid regions of India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran. Popular in the pet trade for their striking yellow bodies and black-spotted patterns, these reptiles offer fascinating insight into visual perception. They neither detect ultraviolet nor infrared light. Though they have strong peripheral vision, they're nearsighted and struggle to focus on distant objects. However, they respond keenly to movement. As nocturnal animals, their eyes contain far more rods than cones, giving them superb low-light vision, reportedly up to 350 times better than ours. Their sight rivals humans in sharpness. Leopard geckos possess trichromatic vision, meaning 3 types of cones sensitive to blue, green, and red wavelengths, but they perceive blue and green more distinctly than red. In moonlight experiments, geckos easily distinguished blue from green, but not red from orange. Since they're most active at dawn and dusk, this blue-purple ambient light allows them to navigate their world pretty clearly. Number 10. Tuatara. Ever wanted to witness a reptile that's survived since the age of dinosaurs? Meet the tuatara, Sphenodon punctatus, found only in New Zealand. This ancient species has lived through major global cooling, glacial shifts, rising mountains, and dramatic changes in flora and fauna. Today, it's the last living member of the Rhynchocephalia order. Tuataras resemble miniature dragons and can live over 100 years. One of their strangest features is a third eye, a tiny unpaired organ visible in juveniles, later covered by scales. This parietal eye includes a retina, nerve, and lens-like structure, but lacks eyelids and muscle control. It doesn't create images, but likely regulates body temperature and circadian rhythms. Their 2 main eyes are just as extraordinary, capable of focusing independently and equipped with a reflective tapetum lucidum layer that enhances night vision. Their eyes visibly glow in the dark. Each is also shielded by a nictitating membrane, a transparent third eyelid that offers additional protection during movement or rest. Number 9. Sea urchins. Some animals navigate the world without even having eyes, and these are a prime example. Specifically, the purple sea urchin, Strongylocentrotus purpuratus, found along the Pacific coast from Ensenada, Mexico to British Columbia. They rely on movable spines and tube feet to get around the ocean floor, but their entire body acts like a compound eye. Light-sensitive molecules are concentrated in their legs and in tiny appendages between spines, effectively functioning as a decentralized retina. Their spines help block scattered light, enhancing visual contrast. Researchers at Duke University tested 39 sea urchins by placing them on a lit platform with a dark disc on the wall. When the disc was small, there was no reaction. But at 9 centimeters wide, 2/3 moved toward it, while the rest backed away, interpreting it either as shelter or a threat. Their movement is slow, almost unnoticeable, but purposeful. This form of whole-body vision helps them avoid predators, locate shade, and survive in shallow, exposed waters. Number 8. Tarsiers. Tarsiers are tiny primates small enough to fit in your palm. They feed on insects, small vertebrates, and bird eggs. These are also the only known primates that communicate using ultrasound. Their eyes, as you've seen, are massive, each one nearly the size of their brain. Tarsiers can't move their eyeballs, so they rotate their heads to look around. Despite that, Their eye structure shows that vision is vital to their survival. Tarsiers can spot and capture insects and birds even in pitch-black conditions. This is possible due to an abundance of rod cells, which sense light and dark, in the backs of their eyes. These differ from cones, which detect color. Their eyes work like natural night vision goggles. According to Dartmouth researchers, the last common ancestor of modern tarsiers may have had advanced trichromatic vision like today's monkeys and apes. However, tarsiers today are nocturnal, adapted for twilight or moonlight, where color vision becomes unnecessary. For them, it's like an extra nose. Number 7. Bats. Well, you've probably heard the phrase blind as a bat, but that's misleading. Bats aren't blind at all. Their vision varies depending on species. Larger bats, known as megabats, have well-developed eyes and rely on sight for flight and foraging. Smaller species, or microbats, mostly depend on echolocation, though they still use vision for daily tasks and spotting objects beyond their sonar's reach, roughly 10 to 20 meters. Their eyesight, in fact, can surpass human sharpness, especially in low light. Most bats hunt at night and possess outstanding hearing. Some species can detect colors due to two light-sensitive proteins in their eyes: S-opsin for blue and ultraviolet light, and L-opsin for red and green. However, many species lack one, resulting in total color blindness. Certain bats in Central and South America have independently lost the ability to detect UV and blue along with their color vision. Ironically, saying someone sees like a bat might actually mean their vision is better than yours. Number 6. Parrots. Parrots have visual acuity comparable to humans. They can notice an eagle flying high above the clouds and swiftly retreat. Their retinas contain unique cones that can perceive ultraviolet light. Each cone includes a drop of colored oil, acting like a microscopic lens and filter, improving their color contrast and brightness. This means parrots see the same hues as us, but with greater clarity and brilliance. Their eyes are set on the sides of their heads, giving them a field of view close to 300 degrees. This broad range helps detect threats well in advance. Here's something fascinating. Standard TV displays run at 60 to 100 frames per second. Premium models go higher. A parrot's eyes, however, can register more than 150 frames per second. That's why they catch even tiny changes in their environment and flee instantly when needed. Still, parrots have limits. Their depth perception and eye movement range are narrower than ours. Number 5. Cats. Now let's view the world through feline eyes. Like dogs, cats are crepuscular, active at dawn and dusk, shaping their visual strengths. Their eyes contain 6 to 8 times more light-sensitive cells than ours, allowing them to see in darkness far better than we can. Cats also have superior peripheral awareness and can detect subtle movements in dim conditions. Their field of view spans 200 degrees, slightly more than the 180 to 190 degrees typical in humans. This is how cats see, but they don't outperform us in every area. In daylight, humans have more cones for color perception, enabling us to see a wide range of hues, like red, yellow, orange, and brown, while cats view them as similar shades. Their exact color spectrum isn't fully known. Some suggest mostly blue and gray, others say blue, yellow, and limited green. Regardless, their color vision is weaker. Number 4. Hawks. Imagine seeing 8 times more clearly than you do right now. That's how hawks experience the world. This remarkable eyesight is common across many hawk species. Their vision is incredibly sharp due to a dense concentration of photoreceptors in their retinas, allowing them to detect the slightest movements from long distances. This makes hawks superb hunters, capable of locking onto prey with pinpoint accuracy. Most hawks can maintain sharp vision at 30 meters, and red-tailed hawks, for example, can spot mice and small animals at that range with ease. Their eyes offer a 280-degree field of view and about 40 degrees of binocular overlap, allowing them to focus on a single target with both eyes for precise attacks. Hawks also have excellent depth perception and rely almost entirely on their vision for survival. They see a wider color spectrum than humans and can detect ultraviolet markings invisible to us. That's why we love hawks. Number 3. Snakes. Let's descend from the skies and shift to the world of reptiles. With over 3,600 species, each snake's visual ability depends largely on its hunting behavior. Daytime hunters have lenses that block ultraviolet rays, providing sharp vision under bright conditions. Nocturnal snakes, on the other hand, have lenses that allow more UV light to enter, enhancing vision in darkness. Although ultraviolet light diminishes after sunset, it doesn't disappear completely. Snakes lack eyelids. Instead, a transparent scale protects each eye, which is shed along with their skin during molting. Their lenses are more convex than ours, allowing sharper focus and quicker response to motion. Contrary to popular belief, some snakes can see in color. Their retinas contain both rods and cones, rods for light and movement, and cones for color. However, most cones are tuned to 2, not 3, color channels. Vipers, pythons, and boas also possess heat-sensing pits that detect infrared radiation, allowing them to perceive thermal outlines of prey, even in darkness. Number 2. Pigeons. Ever tried sneaking up on a pigeon? Not easy, unless it's a city pigeon used to human presence. Pigeons are constantly alert, thanks to their exceptional peripheral vision. With eyes on either side of their heads, they rely heavily on monocular sight to stay safe. Though they often need to refocus when switching between near and far objects, their optical skills are impressive. They see 135 degrees vertically and 340 degrees horizontally and can detect ultraviolet light. That's why reflective clothing often unsettles them. Pigeons can spot objects from greater distances than we can, not because of vision sharpness, but because of how long they maintain attention. In fact, the U.S. Coast Guard trained pigeons for rescue missions in the late 20th century. They were taught to identify red, orange, and yellow objects like life vests, pecking a switch to activate an alert. Even on 3-hour flights, they stayed focused. Pigeons detect 5 color channels compared to our 3, and their low-light vision isn't bad either. It's good and great. Number 1. Horses. Let's turn to horses, animals with an almost 350-degree visual field. This comes from the placement of their eyes along the sides of their heads, which are far more mobile than a bird's. As a result, horses don't need to shift their heads as much to see forward. Their vision differs from ours in clarity, distance, and peripheral awareness. Around 23% of horses are nearsighted, requiring proximity to recognize details. Meanwhile, 43% are farsighted, seeing better from farther away. Horses may appear to see everything, but their visual sharpness is lower than ours. For example, what we clearly see at 9 meters, they only see clearly within 6. Their eyes are 8 times larger than ours, the biggest among land animals, yet their ability to distinguish detail is worse. Horses reach peak visual performance around age 7, declining with age. Their exceptional peripheral sight helps them detect predators early and react quickly. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.